All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Let's start off in the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 6. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved the Most High to wrath. You were delivered unto the enemies. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High. Ye have forgotten the everlasting power, or God, that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. So as the scriptures say, you were sold to the nations. Why were we sold to the nations? Because you moved the Most High to wrath. You were delivered unto the enemies. So one of the biggest things that Israel have done was idol worship, spiritual fornication, spiritual adultery. Whereas Israel, we have cleaved to these different deities. We have cleaved to the different idols of the other nations, right? So that was one of the ultimate sins that Israel have committed. Now let's go to the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 3. What does it say? Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy power, or thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. So the Lord is establishing that, look, I'm a jealous power, right? And these different deities, which these nations say they are gods, which they are no gods, you don't serve them, right? You don't bow down to them, because I am your only God. I am your only power, right? And on top of that, I am a jealous God, all right? So as Israel is also known as a woman married to the Lord, we are to be with him alone. We are married to him and to stick by his side through within and through without, right? But see, Israel didn't do that. See, we went astray from Yahweh, our power, right? We went astray into seeking and to serving these different deities, which became a snare to us, right? Going back to the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 6, it says, you were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved Most High to wrath, you were delivered unto the enemies. All right? So us pissing the Lord off, one of our punishments was us being delivered unto our enemies. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. Verse 25. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed unto all the kingdoms of the earth. So we will be removed off from our homeland, which is Jerusalem, the place that nursed us, and be scattered where? Under the hand of our enemies, which we will be smitten before our enemies, and we will be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth, all the different lands. All right? This is what a part of the curses that happened which fell upon us for disobeying the word of the Lord our God. Right? Verse 64, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even to the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy father have known, even wood and stone. So you have Israelites scattered all across the world. So yes, you have Israelites that may look like Chinese people, Japanese people, Arab people, right? East Indian people. Every nation you can think of, even so-called Caucasian or white people. You have Israelites amongst them all. And you have even Israelites that look like these other nations. But through the seed of their father, through the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, these people are actually Israelites. All right? Adding on to it in verse 65, it says, "And among these nations thou shalt find no ease. Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and a failing of eyes and sorrow of mind." So yes, Israelites amongst all these different nations, we are all going through the same atrocities. When you start to look further across the world into into the people that are in captivity, into the people that are, in the ghettos, down, distraught, beat down, majority of these people are Israelites, right? And the nations that may be ruling the place, they know there's a difference between them and us, or us and them. They know the difference. Hence the reason why they treat them a certain type of way. See, this thing that's happening to Israelites, this is global. Right? This is not no thing that's just happening in America, where Jake is given the short end of the stick, or Jake is being shot down in the streets, or Jake is given the worst portion of the city to live in, the worst school system, the worst health care, this and that. No, this is happening globally to Israelites all across the earth. Verse 66, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have no assurance of thy life. Right? And in the morning thou shalt say, "Would God were it even," and at even thou shalt say, "Would God it were morning." For the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see. So Jake just be wanting the days to go past because, we're sick of being afflicted. We're sick of going through the hardships. Sick of the poverty. Sick of the curses, just to sum it up. And that's why we're prisoners of hope. That's why we pray, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, deliver us from this hellhole. Right? Even though the Israelites that don't know the truth, they're still crying out. In some form or fashion, they're still crying out for deliverance. So let's go back to the book of Baruch. But the point is, I'm going into the reasoning behind of why this is taking place. Once again, our disobedience unto the Lord. Let's read verse 6 again. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved the Most High to wrath. You were delivered unto their enemies. So we pissed the Lord off. Hence, this is the reason why we're in the conditions that we're in today. Let's jump to the top. Baruch 4 verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. And all they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take heed of it. Walk in the presence of the light, that thou mayest be illuminated. Give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. Let's read verse 3 again. Give not thine honor to another. What is Jake giving heed to? What is Jake giving honor to? And Jake is just a short for Jacob, which is one of our forefathers, one of the fathers of the promise. What is Jake giving honor to? What is Jake giving reverence to? These false deities, these gods of another nation, which are yet no gods. But see, this is who Jake worshiped. This is who Jake bowed down and served. Right? Jump to verse 7. It says, for you provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High. This is who Jake is giving honor to. That's why they were sacrificing unto him. Instead of giving honor, instead of giving reverence to their true power. Right? To the God that brought him out of the land of, who have brought him out of the land of Egypt, who have brought him out of the house of bondage, and more. Give not thy honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee, to a strange nation. What is profitable unto Jake? This word, the Bible, the law, statutes, and commandments. Let's look at it in this day and age. Jake always want to give, the word, the Bible. They want to include the heathen in the mix of everything. No. See, this is profitable for us. Right? Don't try to give it to a strange nation. See, because Jake want to include everyone. Jake don't even got their self together yet, but they want to include other nations. Mainly Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the Edomites that the Bible speaks of. Verse 4, O Israel, happy are we, for the things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known unto us. See, to the Israelites, we were given the ways to follow. We were given the ways to know how to please the Lord. Not the other nations. The other nations were supposed to be under us and to follow what we were doing, which we were supposed to guide the nations in righteousness. See, we were the nation that were where we had the wisdom in the sight of the nations. Okay, and then we look on us and say, surely this is a wise and great people, roughly paraphrasing. And they will follow suit. But then they see, like, wait a minute, they going off. They going off. Shit. So look, now we can overtake them, and do what we want to do. Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel. Right? For you were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved the Most High to wrath. You were delivered into the enemies, for you provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High. Ye have forgotten the everlasting God that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nourished you. For when she saw the wrath of the Most High coming upon you, she said, hearken, O ye that dwell about Zion, the Most High have brought upon me great mourning. For I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them. With joy did I nourish them, but sent them away with weeping and mourning. Let no man rejoice over me, a widow and forsaken of many, for the sins of my children am left desolate, because they departed from the law of the Most High. You see? So you see what happened upon us for departing from the law of the Most High? Us taken out of our homeland, Jerusalem. Us going out with weeping and mourning. Eventually losing our heritage after a time. See, this is what all took place. They knew not his statutes, nor walked in the ways of his commandments, nor trod in the paths of discipline and righteousness. Right? Jake doing whatever they wanted to do. Jake doing what they thought was best for them. Okay? And destruction has come upon us for it. So we didn't trod in the paths of discipline and righteousness, but we trod in the paths of what? Wickedness, rebellion. And you are seeing the effects of the wickedness and rebellion that we committed being poured upon us still until this day. So I just thought I'd touch on that through the Spirit. Lord willing, hope it was edifying. Until next time, I want to say, Shalom.